This is my first YouTube video, and today I'm going to be talking about the things I've learned as a sophomore in high school. So, I've created a list on my phone, and the first one is that change is good. Now, this isn't in any specific order, but it's just what I think and the things I've learned. So, with change is good, sometimes you have to be ready for change, and it's going to happen no matter what. And it's not something you should be worried about or upset about, because change is always good. It gives you new opportunities. It gives you a reason to keep pushing, and that's something I learned within sophomore year. It's gonna happen no matter what. Like, you can put this in the context of friends. Your friend group is going to change. It's not going to be the same people. You might make new friends. You might lose friends. It's not going to be the same. And that's okay, because the people that you meet is going to be for a reason, and they're going to grow. They're going to grow with you. They're going to push you to be better. And the people that you leave behind were never meant for you, and that's okay, because change is always good. So you shouldn't dwell on when bad things happen and something changes and, like, your structure is messed up. Because for me, I like to be, like, perfectionist, and I like things to go a certain way, but sometimes that can get affected. Sometimes it won't work out, and I learned that life goes on and you gotta just keep pushing. So change is always good, and that looking at it in a positive way will always make it be better, instead of dwelling on it and being negative and, just not having an open mind about the new things that are coming. My next one is that people should chase fear. So in my business class, a speaker came in, and he had talked about the three things he learned from after graduating school, going to college, wanting to go into business, going into the military, and becoming a Marine. And if I can remember the three things, one of them was having someone to look up to, a guide, what's the word that starts with an M? A mentor. Having a mentor, and how helpful that was for him to find people that he saw was successful, and going off of that. The next one was to create a network, and to really use high school as an advantage to create connections, because you never know where someone's going to end up in the future. And he put this in the context of having a friend who wanted to become a lawyer, and now he has a lawyer in California. So, like, you never know what connections are going to help you in the future. And he didn't look at networking in a friend type of way. He looked at in how can these people help me type of way. So take that into account with how you talk to people. Not everyone's going to be your friend, but that doesn't mean you can't benefit from them or they can't benefit from you. The next thing was chase fear. With school, the structure is very test, do good, pass, and graduate. Where fear becomes something that pushes you to get these better grades, and it's something that fear becomes something that you fear. Like, with getting, for example, most people don't want to fail a test, so you fear that you don't want to fail. You have the fear of failing, and that can be really negative when you can have the biggest accomplishment after making a mistake. And I learned this the hard way. I learn from my mistakes. That's just how I learned. Reading, it's not going to process. Doing tests, not going to process. Listening or watching a video, it's not going to process. I need to learn by doing mistakes. So, like, practicing and trying new things, doing things hands-on are ways that I learn. And chasing fear is one of the best ways for me to do that, because it makes me chase the things that I'm scared of, and this opens new opportunities for things you can do, ways to succeed, and it's just something that school does not teach you, so it's something you have to practice by yourself. But with this information, you should definitely chase fear. It's it's not bad unless you make it bad. And I was listening to Madeline Ardy's podcast on Spotify, and she said too, she used to be really scared of fear. So she always imagined it as fear chasing her. So imagine you running and fear chasing you. But her counterpart to that was to jump around and attack fear. And just like jump on it and attack it and face it head on. So that's a great way to imagine it. Instead of running away from the things you're scared of, turn around and jump scare that, jump scare the fear. And having that morality or moral with life is something that everyone can take into account no matter what grade you're in. My third one is to prioritize your peace, okay? You are not forced to do anything you don't want to do, okay? But, that is not just, with friends or partying or anything like that. It can be with grades in school. You are not forced to do assignments. It's best to do them, but if you have too much going on, take a break. It's sophomore year. Things matter, but in the long run, it does not matter that much, because if you think about it, you are stuck with yourself forever. So if one thing is going to affect you forever, let's say you start to get depressed or you have a lot of anxiety at school, that's something that can affect you mentally in the long run. So protect yourself right now so that you don't have to worry about that in the future, because you are stuck with yourself and you don't want to hurt yourself in that type of way. So if things get stressful, protect your peace. Do the things that make you happy. How I protect my peace is I found hobbies to do. I play volleyball. I like to draw. I like to read. I like to write. And by doing the things I like, I protect my peace. I have scheduled times during the day to do things that I want to do. And you can have breaks. You can scroll on TikTok. But the thing about when you do those things, like scrolling on TikTok or being lazy or not procrastinating, it creates you want to be able to make sure you are aware of what you're doing instead of just doing it. Scrolling on TikTok, you kind of become not aware of what's happening. And the bad thing about TikTok is that it programs your mind to keep going because of the dopamine hits. And dopamine is it's like something in your brain that makes you want to keep doing things. It's what makes you want to chase that high. For example, a normal time where you get dopamine is from seeing family you haven't seen in a long time and being really happy, or winning a sports game or a award, small things like that, or even seeing your favorite home cooked meal or favorite cuisine. That is how you get natural dopamine, not from scrolling on TikTok. So when doing that, just be aware of what you're doing and to make sure it's healthy in a way. You don't want to scroll all day, but you also want to take time to reset yourself and be happy, okay? And going into that, my fourth and final one is kindness is key. You don't know how many opportunities you can achieve with kindness, okay? Okay, kindness for me is something that comes naturally. I used to think negatively, but there are things that happen where priorities get placed and maturity levels up. And being kind is just something that everyone should do. It should not be something that needs to be told, but kindness is key. Kill them with kindness. All of those mottos and quotes are all important when it comes to kindness, because you never know how many opportunities it is going to open up for you just from being kind and being yourself. Nobody gets far when they are mean, agitated, and rage baiting everyone, okay? So learn how to be kind, learn how to work with people, learn how to communicate, and building on the simple skills that society does no longer have can make you 10 times better than the people you're surrounded with, especially in high school. Because when I tell you not everyone is kind, not everyone mature, not everyone is sophisticated enough to withhold conversations or just be normal, I guess. Like, it's just the society we live in. It's hard to find that. So when you have these basic skills, you stick out so much more, even though they are so simple to learn. So the things I've said, like being kind, communicating, leadership, small things like that can improve you and the opportunities that come your way. I have done so much because of how kind I am and how generous and just me being me. But when looking into that, me being me comes with a list of things I do. And the first one is being kind. So the things you should take away from this: be yourself, protect yourself, and chase things. Chase things with a passion, because you only have one life, so you might as well live it. And again, sophomore year, a lot of people say go slow, try to hold on to everything, remember all the good times, make fun memories. But really, I think what you want to look back on is a successful year of you being you, of achieving things you've always wanted to achieve, you coming out of your box, setting new goals and achieving them. It's something you want to look back on. Whether that goal is to hang out with friends more and create more memories, that is fine. You can look back on the new memories that you made and enjoy them. But have things that you want to do and not just go through the path that everyone goes on. Don't follow the structure of what school tells you to do. Go outside of the box, be different, be an inspiration, and just keep pushing you and others to be better.